Hello world, my name is Sago Pastanian and I'm going to be talking about the final project that I did with a group for my university for computer science class. So we did this final project. It's a game that we did for four people. Basically, this is the game. Yep. As you can see, the ammo, it's reloading, and here if I get hit, yep, I lose, and here it says the high score. So let's talk about the part that I helped, the code that I wrote, which we start with the student's constructor that I've written over here. I specified it. So it's the function students. We say it's x location. We'll talk about dx and dy in a second. Student image. We'll also talk about student's width, height, and rotation. So dx is known, this is its location. Dx and dy, it's short for direction x, direction y. Basically, in someone's player, like here, you say x delta, y delta, which then explains its movement. Direction x and direction y is like self movement. X delta, you say it for if you want to add an event listener. I did here direction x, direction y because the students are going to fall. So its direction is known. I'm going to specify it. That's why I said direction and not delta. This image is the student image, which will be chosen randomly, and I will talk about it in a second in the create enemy function. Height and rotation. Rotation is very important. Here the student index is student array index this ID, which is the student index, which I'll talk about later. I've created this so extra things don't come in the screen in the browser, doesn't interrupt. So let's talk about if this rotation. If this rotation is like the angle that the student picture is gonna fall. I've talked about this. This x is minus dx direction. It's going to change its direction if it touches a wall. Its rotation, like the picture, is going to fall at a certain rotation, and this basically says it if 0.2, 0.7, like it's the angle. Update function is, of course, the direction function. That's how you update the picture. This y is, of course, gets plus by dy, and dx is the direction of x. Like how you plus the x delta and y delta, this is the same thing. Right here, these are the walls. If it touches a certain wall, it kind of goes backwards, and this is math apps, so kind of goes randomly. This is also important. This is the this.delete function. So if it goes out of the screen, it disappears, it gets deleted. This is the draw function, as we all know, calling it out. This is the delete function. Student array delete, which I talked about here. Student index, I created an ID. As you can see, where is the ID here? This is the ID which gets deleted instantly after it like goes out the screen, the if statement. This is the draw state. This is the draw, which basically from the context it draws the image with its image x, y, width, and height. I wrote here a random function, and I will talk about it in a second because it's very important for choosing the pictures because you can't just have one student falling. Is the spawning students randomly, which I've specified here. Is how I create new students, the images, everything is the most important function, and I suffered to create. This is const x. This is how they choose their angles from which fall, and you can't have one place. So I put math random, so it kind of falls from different places. This is y, which is basically specified. This is the direction x, direction y. I put it 5, so it doesn't fall like very fast. This is the rotation. Rotation is also random, so it kind of goes like from the left to the right, from left. It kind of, so it can choose many different places. It can fall straight from left to right. It chooses. This is one of the most important lines. The counts the student's image object is right up there, which one of my peers wrote, one of my friends in the project with me. This is the image object. Image object array contains all of these images, which I have to pick. These are all pictures of students, so I have to pick randomly. I couldn't pick a string, so I can pick from the indexes. So the student object uses this random function and chooses a string. See right here, this is where the string is. I put random here and it chooses from the image object length -1. So it's basically from all of the pictures, all of the strings, like the pictures link from image object array, which basically contains all of these. And the new students function. So it calls new students. So every time someone spawns, they have all of these. They have an x, y, direction y, student's image, width, height, and the rotation. I also wrote the audio bonus, if you want to say it, so that every time the score reaches 100, our teacher says its catchphrase. It's a simple code, which is these two lines, and then I have to specify when it's going to say it. So the conditions are right here. Conditions when to play the audio. So here it says if it's, I did it with modular, so it's the remainder is 0, then it plays. So right here and play, I want it to be true. So, and this is to make it false, so it doesn't say the catchphrase over and over again. It stops after saying it one time. So this is for 1,000. And the final part that I did right here is the field text, which is the score on the left at the top left. These are the colors. This is the health, which is at the top right, and this is the ammo, which is the left bottom. This is how you call the root and draw, root and update. So yeah, this is basically it. And of course you have to call the main function which does it all, which is the animate function right here. So this is what I did for my group, and I helped a lot in many other ways. And I hope you very liked the game because we also did a cool image and you kind of write your name, play the game, and it's very cool. And I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.